Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We got some great stuff to get into today, but before we do, let's get into something funny. This video you probably have not seen yet. I know you've seen a lot of these viral clips over the last couple of days where Trump was doing some heavy trolling of Hakeem Jeffries and Schmuck Schumer. But this one right here is probably the best one I've seen so far. Too good. We'll get into that, and then we'll actually get into a little bit of news, what's really going on. Some good news as well coming out of this backfire, otherwise known as the Schumer shutdown.
Not only is Trump a great president, but he's downright funny.
And Mr. President, the next time you have something to say about me, say it to my face.
Deport all illegal aliens. I repeat, deport all illegal aliens.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American.
That's so good. Excuse me. All right. Apologize, folks. Getting all choked up. Yeah, I thought that first one was the greatest. AI is getting so good today, folks. I'm starting to enjoy it a little bit. Ask it a little harder questions and use it for more of my thumbnails. And eventually I'm going to figure out how to get it to do what I want it to do, like create these AI generated videos. Coming soon, folks, because I'm actually trying to, like I said, trying to get a little more fluent with the new technology, which is so much fun. I'm not going to lie to you, a little scary, but so much fun. Now, everybody was wondering, oh no, the Democrats are going to get a win behind the shutdown. They're going to be able to talk trash about Trump until the shutdown's over. Well, folks, due to that very first meme that was put out by Trump where Chuck Schumer had a voiceover and he basically said, the truth of the matter is we need the illegal voters to be our new base because we're losing the black vote and we've done screwed everything up with the woke crap. I know y'all remember the video just 2 days ago. Well, that probably has sunk in and had more effect than anything. These memes have probably gone further to wake people up to the truth of the matter. Matter of fact, our speaker, Mike Johnson, was on CNN, and they cut him off today because he was speaking about the problem that the Democrats have, that the Republicans and Democrats have as far as this continuing resolution. And the problem is we don't want to fund $1.5 trillion for transgender surgeries or funds for illegal aliens to be able to, or illegal alien Medicaid, Medicare, things of that nature. We're not going to do no part of it. They knew that when it all got started. They figured they'd at least use this as a tool to try to make the Republicans look like the unreasonable bunch. But truth of the matter is, Rush Limbaugh broke it down because we've been through these government shutdowns with every single president we've had at one point or another, including Obama in 2013 that shut down the government for several days. I'm thinking about almost 2 weeks because he was trying to force Obamacare through, and he did get his way. So as far as shutdowns, playing the blame game, truth of the matter is the Democrats are being unreasonable with their attempted extortion. It's not working. And the American people have gotten wise to this. The American people have seen what's on the internet. We've seen both sides. We've seen all the Democrats coming out screaming their same talking point that doesn't actually come to the conclusion that it's about allowing the illegals to stay, giving them incentives to stay, like free Medicare. That's ridiculous. We've already got about 4 million illegals that have Social Security numbers that are taking advantage of the system that we found out here since you said has been taken out. So we see what the plan was from the get-go. And let's just let Rush Limbaugh explain it to you better than I can. I'm not sweating shutdown. As a matter of fact, I think Trump is going to monopolize on it with all these policies, programs, and employees that are unnecessary, that are part of the bureaucracy of our government, that are in process of being taken out right now because our government is temporarily shut down. So it's going to be a win-win for the country in the end. But right now, the Democrats are just looking a damn fool. So don't sweat it, folks. Government shutdowns don't affect 99.999% of us.
Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are threatening another government shutdown. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. A shutdown doesn't weaken President Trump, it actually empowers him. Why? Because the Trump team already passed the big, beautiful bill locking in the money for his America First priorities. That means border security, deportations, rebuilding the military, and protecting our workers are all funded by law. They can't be touched. No hostage games, no leverage for the Democrats. So what does a shutdown really do? It shuts off the gravy train. It cuts off the bureaucrats, the waste, the fraud, the abuse. And it empowers the administration to push through massive layoffs in the bloated federal bureaucracy, the very swamp that suffocates the American people. The Schumer shutdown isn't a threat, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to drain even more swamp, save taxpayers billions, and show once again Trump holds the cards, not the Democrats.
I love the fact that they could put Rush Limbaugh's voice on such a video, but the truth of the matter is, everything that AI said in this video is absolutely the truth, and it's time everybody wake up and realize that these Democrats are trying to bleed our country dry with their extortion tactics, and we're just not having it anymore. So many of the Republicans have called out what's really going on. We've even got Mika and Joe arguing on the morning show as to what this is actually, the shutdown's actually about, and the truth of the matter is, they put it out there. It's about the illegals. It's about the Medicare and Medicaid for people that we're trying to wean off of it because they don't belong here. They're not citizens. And so many other things like paying for transgender surgeries in states like California on our federal tax dollars. Ain't having it, folks. And so I'm glad they're standing firm, standing their ground, the Republicans, that is. And the Democrats will cave after they realize that Trump is going to continue to cut the waste, fraud, and abuse of the bureaucracy all the way up to the minute they turn the government back on, and then Doge will continue to go back to doing it. It says Trump put out a Truth Social. It says, well, basically they're walking into a trap. It says, I have a meeting today with Russ Vought. He is of Project 2025. Remember the Democrats crying about that thing? Well, now they brought it on themselves. So Russ Vought of Project 2025 to determine which of the many Democrat agencies, most of which are political scam. So Russ Vought is going to investigate these Democratic agencies and figure out which one of them are for transgender mice experiments in Ghana or something. I mean, because they have all kinds of climate change councils, just ridiculous stuff that's just boondoggles for somebody to get rich. Says Trump says, I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity. Trump's licking his chops. They are not stupid people, so maybe this will clear their way of wanting to quietly and quickly make America great again. President Donald Trump. He's basically thanking the Democrats. I love it. I love it. That means he has got a master plan in the works, and we're starting to see the beginning of it with the billions of dollars that's been clawed back just in the last 2 days. I think it's in the neighborhood of about $20 billion. Don't quote me on that. But yes, it's definitely going to save us some money when they fire and get rid of up to 200,000-300,000 people that are expected to quit, a lot of them. Now, with all this going on with the back and forth with the Democrats and the Republicans fighting to control the narrative over what this CR bill, Schumer shutdown, is actually about, it comes down to this right here. And this right here says it so clearly because they all admit it at the same time. Now, the Democrats today are saying, oh, no, it's not about Medicare and benefits for the illegals. No, it's not about that. That's their story today. They're not even mentioning it on the left-wing stations. But here on Fox News, check out this response. This is a dead giveaway as to the gig is up. Senator Janine Shanahan is a Democrat. I haven't heard any Democrats pushing taxpayer-funded health care for illegals. That's what all the Democrats are saying right now, right? Well, right here is a little bit of of a throwback not too long ago when they were all trying to figure out which one of them was going to run for the president. All right, check out this video, folks. If I can get my thing to stop scrolling.
I haven't heard anybody in my party saying that illegal immigrants should get access to the health insurance marketplace.
I'm so glad you said that. Actually, I have some tape of your Democratic Party members saying this on the debate stage. So they've all said it. Let's play the clip.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Okay. See that, folks?
Senator, that's literally every member of your party, from moderate to more progressive, that have said that in the past.
That was proof is in the pudding right there. Every Democrat on that stage that was trying to run as a presidential candidate, trying to be one of the last man standing, they all agreed that illegals should be getting our tax dollar benefits. They were all going to push for that if they became the new boss. It ended up weeding down to Kamala and Joe, and we all know what happened at that point. But they're saying it right here. Hands up, every one of them. And now they're saying, oh, it ain't got nothing to do with the illegals. BS. I call BS. Now, there's a lot of information going around about all the possible scenarios of how Charlie Kirk's death was not investigated properly, was not explained to us in such a way that we understand it, that there's other possible people involved. And I agree that there is a lot of weird stuff involving the video footage of the way his security team acted. And I don't want to get off on this too much, but I'm not going to play any of those videos until we find out the truth, because I'm just watching the people that are really able to do the investigative homework about it. And I'm watching several of them on their podcasts, and I'm wondering, are these people just trying to get clicks talking about this, just trying to make money off this sad situation? Or are these people like Candace Owens, are they onto something? Was there more to the story than what we know? Most likely. The government never tells us everything. That's not the way they do things. But my point is I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of guessing like everybody else is doing about the detonator, possible microphone, and what direction he was shot from, and all these different scenarios, because I don't have the ballistics. I don't have, most of us, including the ones that are chirping all this, don't have the facts of the case, the evidence in hand. All they've got is the video footage to speculate. And so that kind of leaves it open to interpretation. And because of that, I don't want to get into that. I know it's really easy to put out a Charlie Kirk video and have a conspiracy about something new that possibly popped up due to some video footage where people were acting strange. That'll be happening for the next month or two, I'm sure. But at this point, I feel like a lot of that is probably just discrediting the whole situation by somebody trying to market the tragedy. And that's just the way I feel about it. Now, it'd be great to find out. It would be exposing to find out that there is more to the story and we're going to get the truth. But I don't know. I don't even want to weigh in on it at this point, but got off track a little bit. But I just want to let y'all know I've not been doing Charlie Kirk conspiracy theory stuff, Candace Owens stuff, for a reason, not because I'm not watching and not listening to it, not paying attention to it, because I am. And I'm listening to several people, and I need more facts before I even really want to discuss it. So I'm going to have to let this one play out until we have something more tangible, because people lie. Not necessarily Candace Owens, but people lie. Your corroborating witnesses may be a liar. Your whistleblower may be a liar. And just on those thoughts alone, I can't go down that rabbit hole. Just because just out of respect for Charlie. Alright, folks, I have several more clips here for you. I hope y'all don't mind. This one here is a good one. Says, no normal person can go through what Trump went through and not fall apart. That's why Trump is the real deal. He's the real boss. Now, Megyn Kelly is reacting to a Joe Rogan comment that he made about Trump, and I have to say, great video, accurate, and 100% needs to be said.
It hit just as this viral shot of Joe Rogan was going around. Don Jr. tweeted it out on X, and it was from last week. And I'm like, this picture matches, if it had a soundbite that could play underneath it, you know, in like a virtual experience as you walk through the White House, this might be the soundbite from Joe Rogan. Watch.
It's also like, they're like, oh, he's a crazy person. I'm like, yeah, that's the only kind of person that would survive what you try to do to him.
Right.
That's the only kind of guy that gets through. Like, you want a perfect person morally falls apart by the time they've been indicted, and they've 34 counts, felony counts. Like, your whole body's just destroyed by the stress of you possibly going to jail for the rest of your life. You have to be a fucking insane person to ride that out and not look like anything even happened. Then you get shot.
Yeah.
You get up after you got shot, you're fucking bleeding from your ear, and you go fight, fight, fight. You gotta be a crazy person to get through. He's a nightmare for anybody that's trying to rig a system. Like, that guy's the nightmare. He's the final boss of fuck you.
There it is, Link.
Yes. Absolutely. No, I feel like that picture perfectly encapsulates the final boss of FU. And I've been calling this...
That's why we have adopted the catchphrase FAFO, because Trump is that guy. He is doing the job. He has put the teams together, including ICE, National Guard, military, whatever he needs to handle the situation. And he's handling it. He's getting things done. They are making huge results in Memphis, taking guns off the street, taking illegals off the street, taking criminals off the street. And Trump is going to do this and have this done in every major city, just to show that we can fight crime. We can't be complacent to criminality because we have bad politicians, bad governors, and bad mayors. I heard the Portland, Oregon mayor and possibly the governor are going to catch criminal charges for not letting their police assist victims of Antifa attacks. And we'll get into that before the end of the video. It says, and this is a little bit off topic, but I thought this was a great clip as well. Kind of short, but a good one. Nancy Pelosi masterminded the J6 imprisonment for all the J6ers. Now federal court is allowing a $350 million lawsuit against her to her talk about retribution. So what is going on is, if they can take it to court and prove that Nancy Pelosi helped create this insurrection, as they call it, then she could be held liable. And if there's already a class action lawsuit in the works, that sounds awesome. Let's go ahead and listen to it. Let's get it done. Let's get some restitution for these people. Let's get these people paid for their pain and suffering and cruelty of the weaponized government that was Nancy Pelosi and the Biden administration. It was despicable, folks. Grannies went to prison for walking through the open doors.
So it looks like Nancy's got a little problem on her hands. A little problem that might cost her $350 million. So if you haven't heard, approximately 500 J6 defendants have filed a class action lawsuit against none other than Nancy Pelosi. So apparently a federal court just gave the green light to a $350 million civil lawsuit against Ms. Pelosi. And according to the plaintiffs, they say that Ms. Pelosi engineered the entire incident. It was alleged that peaceful protesters were allowed in the Capitol building. And then, what do you know? Chaos ensued and cameras rolled. And then you had your headlines. In the lawsuit, they're basically accusing Pelosi of engineering the very event she called an insurrection. They said it was a setup. They said Pelosi set them up and jailed all the participants. But can you imagine if those allegations were actually true? Or better yet, can you imagine if they truly investigated January 6th and looked into who was involved and who actually orchestrated that event? But I urge you to watch the unedited version of that video on that day. Tell me what you think about it. I mean, protesters were just allowed to walk into the building.
Now, I'm going to have to do a little more research on that. I do not know how much of this is factual. I haven't seen it anywhere else, but I just thought I'd bring y'all that. It'd be great to hear that we do have a class action lawsuit against Nancy Pelosi, which may prove that she criminally orchestrated the downfall of so many victims, so many people that were just walking through doors, opened the doors, ushered them in, and then locked them up for stepping into the building. That's entrapment if I've ever seen it, and so many other things. So I pray that's the truth. I pray that's going to happen. I pray Nancy Pelosi goes to jail for at least one of her criminal actions, if not all of them. This lady's so crooked as a snake. She needs to go to jail for all her insider trading as well, but that's another story. Now, just in, a patriot in Memphis, Tennessee, where the ISIS showed up, just photobombed CNN with a sign saying, "Democrats destroyed Memphis." Now, this is how you get the Democrats to put the truth on their channel. You sneak up behind them. You sneak up behind them with a sign. I love it. I love it. Thank you, President Trump. It says on the one side, Democrats destroyed Memphis on the other side. That Trumper's trolling him hard. I love it. I love it. All right, here we go. We're going to play this video real quick.
You see people like this who behind me with this sign. He has it on both sides. If you can flip it around and show what he's saying, he's hoping that this action by Trump will help make the city safer. Take a listen to a man that we talked to in a neighborhood that basically says he welcomes the idea of this federal action. FBI, it's been an alphabet soup of law enforcement as we've seen them get ready and go out and make runs.
Yep, that's a good deal. I'm glad that dude did that. How do you find the truth on CNN? Well, you have a Trump supporter stand behind him with a sign telling the truth. He should have had another sign in his hand that said, "This government shutdown is over illegal alien, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, and all that jazz." Now, this here I thought was a wild video. Because it's funny, but it's true, and it's a little bit sad, because these people are a real problem. Even though we laugh at the blue-haired freaks with the fishing tackle in their face, a lot of them are dangerous, and they've proven that. I'm talking about Antifa and these crazy clowns. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bigger. We can actually see this.
Leave this restricted area that may be subject to detention. Donald Trump! The department restricted area. Thank you. This is the Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public. Stay out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic. Remain on the sidewalk or across the street. Everyone must leave this restricted area that may be subject to detention or arrest for failing to depart.
Did y'all catch that, folks? The feds are using Trump's voice to disperse the crowd of protesters out in front of the ICE facility. Go home. This is Trump. That is great. I love it. I love it. I don't know who come up with that one, but that is a good one. Too good. Too good. So they're using Trump's voice over the megaphone, or speakerphone, or over the speaker, should I say, to the protesters. You got a lot of Trump impersonators out there. Maybe they get one of those comedians that sound like Trump out there. Time to go home. Pack your bags. Remain in Mexico. All right, folks. I had a couple more clips I wanted to bring to y'all. I want to bring you this one, and then speaking about Antifa. Now, this is actually pretty sad. I bring you this video because people need to be aware of what's really going on in these cities where Antifa is protected. The citizens end up becoming the victims of their crimes of these idiots, these young, stupid radicals, and the police won't even help. And this is a type problem that needs to be addressed immediately, not just in this one particular situation, but overall. Cops shouldn't be able to act like this. City leaders shouldn't be able to allow this. There's just something criminal about allowing people to be destructive because you don't use the manpower properly to do your job. This new post-millennial journalist, what's her name, Katie Davis Court, got a black eye from Trantifa while she was in Portland. Portland PD refused to arrest the attacker. She says, I ran straight to the Portland police officer. I tracked down the suspect for 35 minutes through the streets and told them about it. This is the person. They didn't even, 3 cops there didn't even want to arrest him. We'll let you hear it from her.
Wow, that is quite a shiner. You all right?
Oh, yeah, I definitely have a black eye. So that's what it's been like covering Portland for the past 4 months. Complete lawlessness.
Wow. They say it's just one city block. Is that even true?
That's not true. So it went from being a war zone to one city block, but it's actually several blocks where that is completely controlled by Antifa affiliated protesters who harass, assault, and threaten anyone who they perceive to be a threat to their cause, including journalists, local residents, and ICE agents. And the Trump administration is absolutely correct in deploying federal troops here because Portland police has completely abandoned this zone. They refuse to go in, and everyone that shows up is on their own.
So it's kind of like Chaz or CHOP was in Seattle. They just, I guess, secede this territory, cede it to Antifa, and they just let everything play out?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So last night I got assaulted and I immediately ran to a Portland police officer, hunted down the suspect, chased her through the streets and said, this is my assault suspect. Can you guys finally do something? And I had eyes on her for about 35 minutes. Portland police refused to come in and make an arrest. And I had 3 officers just standing there watching me try to hunt down this suspect. And imagine my anger when I go online after doing all of that about an hour ago. And I see Portland police put out a bolo asking for the public's help in identifying my assault suspect. So that is what it's like on the ground here in Portland. And it's time for a federal crackdown. The Trump administration needs to start treating Antifa like ISIS, the terrorists that they are, and put an end to them here for good.
All right, so Portland police say they're investigating. I guess you had spoken to a dialogue officer. I don't even know what that means, but he did nothing. So I don't even know what he's there for. Does it kind of feel like Portland officials, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but have formed some sort of alliance with Antifa?
Oh, absolutely. I would consider them Antifa at this point. Why not? So their whole agenda is to get ICE out of Portland. So they're trying to shield the public from what's going on down on the ground. But I have 4 months worth of video footage showing warlike scenes happening here. None of that footage is from 2020. But then you have Portland Police Chief Bob Day saying, oh, the videos that you guys are seeing are from 5 years ago. They're absolutely not. We have the evidence to back it up. And how dare he do that? I'm a journalist. I don't really say this often, but Portland Police Chief Bob Day, you need to resign. You need to resign immediately and now because you are a horrible leader and it's time for you to go.
I agree. She's absolutely right. Trump needs to crack down on these mayors, these police chiefs, these commissioners, these people that have the authority to actually get the job done send the troops out, send the police out to go clean up the streets. But it looks like they're in bed with them at this point. Just like the Democrat Party used the BLM riots and Antifa to intimidate people. Well, that it's more organized than anything I've ever seen from a political party, and it's done through these idiots on the street that are so easily impressionable and don't mind acting a fool, because they know they'll get bailed out of jail. They know that the judges won't keep them in jail, and that's just the that's the crux of the problem. Is we need better judges. We need George Soros funded judges, district attorneys out. Now listen to this video. It's a little bit comical. More than anything, it's a little bit sad that this is what's happened to our society. There's a whole generation of these people that are just, they're nuts. I don't know what else to say for them. They need to find Jesus. That's all I could say.
Welcome to Zombieland. You have a lot of choices when it comes to zombie entertainment, and we appreciate you picking us. Tonight's featured zombies are the Antifas. Basically, they are the knockoff version of the undead. Screaming, unproductive, wandering vagabonds with a thirst for Hot Pockets and bear spray. Not all Tifas are created equal, though. Let's meet the lineup. First up, a Bernie. Pyro Tifa, if you will. They love setting fire to anything that doesn't move. Flags, cars, dumpsters, sometimes even themselves. This is what we call a Quifa Tifa. Loud, some smell, and a big hole in their brain from all the hair dye. What in the hell is that, you may be asking? Well, my friends, that is a new breed of Tifa. Can you guess what it is? It's hard to tell, but that's a Trantifa. Fueled by rage, SSRIs out of whack hormones, and a Discord server. These Tifas are the most violent of the bunch.
These people are crazy. There's something wrong with them.
So, what do you do when zombie Tifa gets out of hand? It's time to call in the hunters. Dudes that have been waiting on an occasion to whip some zombie ass. There are rules, of course. Rule number 1, cardio. The fatties always go down first. Rule number 2, double tap. Sometimes the 20th pepper ball is the one that delivers the message. Rule number 3, limber up. Throwing, tackling, and hauling Tifas off to jail is strenuous work. You don't want to pull a hammy. So buckle up, America. Turns out the only cure for antifitis is the full force of America's best.
Excellent video. That come from the Dilly Meme team, just to give them full credit for their stuff. Hopefully YouTube doesn't have too much of a problem with it for the violence, but that's what we need to do to these people. They need to be not just reclassified as a domestic terrorist organization. They need to be treated like it by being fully investigated, and these groups need to be infiltrated and broke up, found out what they're plotting, who's running it, who's funding it, and how we're going to dismantle it. That's what's got to be, folks. It's the only way we'll ever have peace in this country, is to take that stuff out, to take those folks out to the woodshed, if you know what I mean. Like, subscribe, and share. Devoted Patriots. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.